Hi, I'm loooot who makes games and I make games. The last video of this series, where I use all the assets that I have, assets, we started a new game. For now, we have a car that goes around delivering cubes.
Imagination!
In this episode, we will add a lot of cool stuff. We will add animated UI to show some information while playing. To do this, we will use a great asset, text animator. Then, using arcade vehicle AI, we will add a lot of cars in our scene to make the city more realistic and the game a bit more difficult and fun to play. To improve the graphics, I also used the Ultimate Loot VFX asset for the start and endpoint effects. In the end, we will add some objects to the scene from POLYGON prototype.
You're gonna have to not do that. And stop staring at me with them big old eyes!
The first thing that I have done was to create the cars that follow a trajectory. It is really easy to do using the arcade vehicle AI, since you just have to create the car using their tool and then make a sequence of waypoints for that car. That's all. Now the car already does what it has to do. Then I added more cars. But I noticed that the cars were colliding with each other.
A few moments later.
In order to solve this issue, I decided to avoid the collision between AI cars, and I did that using the collider matrix. The collider matrix is a tool that you can use to choose which layers collide with each other. In that way, I deselect the collision between the AI cars layer, and now it works. Then I replaced the green and blue cubes with these two cool effects, and I also added some new start and end points. Very cool! But as you can notice, it may happen that the start point and the end point are really near. Since I don't want that, I created a script to determine the distance between the points. Now it works well. Every game needs an UI, so I added some information on the screen like timer, score, car speed, and I added to each of them the text animator script. It is really good and so easy to use. You just have to add the component to the text, write the tags as shown in the documentation, and it's done. Then I also wrote a script to change the animation of the text depending on the car's speed. And look at the result. It's awesome, I really like it. Then I added some objects to the start point of the delivery, and I wrote a script to make them rotate and move up and down a bit, to add the cool effect, so it seems like they are levitating. Maybe now it's a bit more clear that we are a delivery car. Lastly, I added the boost on the road, which makes the game a lot more dynamic. When you go on it, the car goes faster, and to do it, I added this function to the car script. That's all for this video. If you want to play with it, I will leave the link in the description. It's free and it is on itch.io, so if you want you can just download the game from the page, leave a comment to ask some new feature to add to the game. In the next episode I will add to the game the local multiplayer. I will explain in detail how to do it, how to make a local multiplayer with split screen in Unity, so don't miss the next video. Thank you everyone who watched this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and if you want you can follow me on itch to receive updates about my games. Thank you, bye!